What's up, everybody? My name is Scott Waters, and welcome to Live to Metal. It's time for another rock metal update. That's right. Time for the rock metal update. This rock and metal update is going to be all 7-inch singles. Haven't done one of these in a long time, but I got quite a bit to show because, like I said, it's been a while, and I just wanted to get right into this. So, first one, this is one I've been looking for quite a while. I'm glad I finally scored a copy. Dirty Looks picture single for Nobody Rides for Free, backed with Come On Frenchie. You guys know I'm a huge Dirty Looks fan. Just straightforward, heavy metal, hard rock, you know, kind of a AC/DC vibe to it. Always loved Hendrix vocal style, just very gritty and just kind of sleazy to me, and I just love their style and their sound. So this is actually a pretty cool one that I picked up out in Phoenix when I was out there not too long ago. I love the Sweets heavier music, but gotta confess I also like some of the poppier stuff they did, and this is a single for Little Willie. When I was a kid, I loved this song, and this is actually you know, the song that actually turned me on to Sweet back in the 70s when I was literally in grade school. Still love this track today. Yeah, it's a little silly, but I don't care. I still like it. So it's Little Willie backed with Man from Mecca on the RCA label, and this I believe is a German copy of, let's see, make sure here. I don't know, I can't see it good enough. Pretty sure it's a German copy though. This is an odd one. This is kind of a bizarre find. It was this. Let me show it to you. So it's Undercover, which is a Christian punk band from the 80s, early 90s, on the Frontline label. But this is an autographed copy of this. I had just never seen this before, ever. And here's your center ring. Just a really cool, unusual find. Not a huge punk fan, do like some punk, but it was just unusual, so I had to grab it. I mean, you don't usually see punk singles, no less autographed punk singles, especially from a Christian band. They just don't show up, you know. So that was a cool one. I grabbed it, and I have listened to it, and it's cool. I mean, I've heard Undercover's music before. They're not a favorite band of mine. But it's still very cool stuff. So Undercover, Slaughter of the Innocents, 7-inch single. This one's awesome. I was so excited to find this one. This is Louie back with Tear You Down. UK pressing, picture sleeve, obviously black and white. I kind of like black and white, so it works especially for Motorhead. On the bronze label from 1978. And there's the center ring. So that's a cool one. At the time, Louie was, you know, not on any other record that I know of, so music turned off. So give me 5 seconds to flip the record over. Okay, I'm back. Only problem playing records when you're doing a video is when they're over, you gotta flip them, right? Anyhow, okay. Another one. This is Probot. One of the few. I'm trying to remember the name of the guy, David Grohl projects that I actually enjoy. One of his more metallic things. This is with Scott Wino on, actually I think he plays guitar on this one. Guitar and vocals, and then bass and vocals from Kronos, from, of course, Venom. And there's just two songs on here, Centuries of Sin with Kronos on vocals, and The Emerald Law with Wino on vocals. And I dig that, the Probot record. It's a shame it was the only one he ever did, but it was kind of a fun record where, you know, he kind of played the different styles of different band members that were part of the band. Lemmy was on it, so cool, real nice too, because this is it's embossed and very nice 7-inch single from Probot. Japanese single for Japanese single from Led Zeppelin for Hey Hey What Can I Do, which, as I recall, back in the time, was only released on a 7-inch single. So Hey Hey What Can I Do, and the Immigrant Song. And it wasn't too expensive. I think I paid like $7 for it or $8 for it, something in that area. I'm always looking for Japanese stuff, especially from bands I love, and this is a cool one. I actually have the US pressing of the same single, so very cool. This one actually came from a friend of mine, and from Norway, and this is Rock Aid Rock-Aid Armenia. That was hard to say for some reason. And it's actually got Black Sabbath's Paranoid on there, and it's just, you know, it is Black Sabbath playing. It's their song. And then it's got Smoke on the Water with all these guest musicians chiming in and doing, you know, vocals and guitar solos and all that kind of thing. Kind of like, you know, Ronnie James Dio's thing he did with the I can't remember what it's called now, but, you know, had all the different musicians playing the solos and the vocalists and all that kind of stuff. Same thing kind of going on here. European thing. I never even knew this existed. Life Aid Armenia. So cool single to have. Cool version of Smoke on the Water. This is Atomizer. Let me take this out of here real quick. Atomizer. This one also came from Norway. Just independent. I don't know. I wouldn't call them death metal. More like a thrash metal, you know, or Speedy Venom style. You know, really raw and aggressive and fast and dark. You know, everything you would expect. You kind of get the idea from the band picture and the name Atomizer and the, you know, you get your pentagram, your upside down pentagram, and the tail going on there. You know, look how evil you are. So it's got that going on, but yeah, that's cool. I never heard this band before, so it was a cool single, cool discovery. This is TYGERS of Tang. This is a 7-inch single for Life of Crime and Rendezvous. Just one I didn't have. Pretty clean version of it, so I played it, and it's kind of hard to see sometimes on, you know, colored vinyl how clean it is when you're in a record store, but it was actually much cleaner than I expected it to be. Even the sleeve is pretty clean, so very nice to have. Saxon, Strong Arm of the Law, single from, what, 1981, I believe it was. And Taking Your Chances is on the B-side. But yeah, it's anything Saxon is worthy of being in my collection. One of these days I'll have to do a Saxon, you know, a Saxon video of just stuff that in my collection, and I probably have to do it in 2 parts because I have a ton of Saxon 7-inch singles, and I have a bunch of Saxon 12-inch singles, and of course most of their albums on vinyl that are 12-inch as well. A couple from Alice Cooper. Excuse me. This is Alice Cooper's "School's Out" and "Gutter Cat." This one was a little pricey for the condition it's in, but I still grabbed it because you just never see it. It's not in like terrible condition as far as like being torn or any of that kind of thing, but if you look closely, you can kind of see this writing over here. It says "Love It to Death" over here. It says "Killer" over here. Killer, killer, love it to death over here. I think on the back cover someone wrote "School's Out," and it almost looks like it's part of the artwork. You know, it was like written on there as part of the artwork, but it's not. Someone wrote those on there with ballpoint pen. Not sure why. You know, back in the day when these kind of things came out, people didn't consider them collector's items. They were just something to listen to. So people just didn't care as much as, you know, they do now, where it's actually considered collector's items. But yeah, this is a 1972 single. So I grabbed it. It was worth it. The single itself is, as you can see, very shiny, very clean. It's just a sleeve that had some writing on it. So thought, I'm going to take it while I see it. I ran into this single only one other time ever, and I didn't have, I was like, should I buy it, should I not buy it? And I didn't buy it, and of course I regretted it and went back to the store the next day, and it was gone. So the time to buy things is when you see them, because you may never ever see them again. And this is House of Fire, limited edition, yellow vinyl, with this Maniacs in Love With You on the B-side. I believe this is a UK pressing. There's the front and back cover, and here is the opaque yellow vinyl on the Epic label. It's got a little bit of marbling to it. I keep wanting to wipe it off too, because I don't see, but there's a couple like black specks. Those are actually in the vinyl, but to me, I keep wanting to wipe it off because it looks like dirt to me. That's just me. This one was a very inexpensive find, just one I didn't happen to have yet. This is the U.S. pressing of Dream On and Somebody. AEROSMITH, of course, 1972, I believe it was. 73, the single's from. This one I've actually shown before, but I couldn't resist it. I couldn't leave it there. This thing was in such great shape, in better shape than the one I already have. This is Aerosmith's Come Together from the Sgt. Pepper soundtrack. And what I like about this particular single is it actually has the picture from the soundtrack on there. This is the band dressed as the future villain band from that movie. Really, Alice Cooper and Aerosmith were really the only two bands that came out unscathed from that movie. And they had the best songs as well. But Backed with Kings and Queens, one of my all-time favorite Aerosmith songs, 1978 on the CBS label. I can't remember where this one was from. I should know that, but I don't remember. I think it was like Holland or something like that. And without spending time looking, I don't see, but I'm pretty sure it was something like that. It was not Germany or UK, something different. Also found this one, Aerosmith, Draw the Line. Again, I have a hard time leaving Aerosmith singles behind or Aerosmith records, especially stuff unusual like this, even if I already have them, in which case I did have this one. So now I have two, and I may use this as a trader down the road, but or I'm going to see which one's in better condition and keep the best of the two. But again, just something you don't see very often. So you've got Draw the Line, backed with Joe Perry's Bright Light Fight on the B side. I can't see where this one's from. I believe this one actually was from Germany or the UK or something like that. Oh, nope, this one is Holland as well. So another Holland pressing. Okay, Canadian band April Wine. This is Sign of the Gypsy Queen. Just ran across it in a store again and grabbed it. Nice picture single. US pressing. Double-sided with Son of the Gypsy Queen, and what was on the B-side? Crash and Burn. I think this is what, 1981? Somewhere in that area? Yeah, 1981. So yeah, cool. I love April Wine. Just great Canadian classic hard rock. Melodic. Everybody kind of knows the song Sign of the Gypsy Queen. It was one of their biggest hits, so it still gets played on FM rock radio today. Still Loving You, Scorpions. You never run across Scorpion singles out in record stores, and this one was really inexpensive, so I grabbed it. This is a pressing on the EMI Harvest label. Backed with As Soon As the Good Times Roll. Picture sleeve. And oh, it's got a little dirt on it. Need to clean that up yet. Let's see if I can see where this one was printed at. I know it's not a US pressing, but regardless, on the EMI label. And I grabbed this one as well. Funny thing is this is a US pressing picture sleeve of Scorpions' Passion Rules the Game. I also received this one in the mail, which I had never... I didn't own any, and now I own two, but they're two totally different pressings. This one was on the Yellow Harvest label. Actually, I think this is a German pressing. This is a German pressing. And then this is a red vinyl version. You can kind of see the back cover here. It actually doesn't have a, it's like a slip sheet. And I'm sure the vinyl just sat on there like, like this. Inside the sleeve, but I'm going to keep it in the sleeve to keep it protected. And where's this one from? I can't remember. I don't remember. I don't recall. I don't know. I can't find it. Yeah, I don't see it. But anyhow, regardless, went from having none to two right around the same time. So very cool. This red one also came from a buddy of mine who lives in Norway, so we do a lot of trading back and forth. He used to have a VC channel too. Unfortunately, he hasn't done a video in at least a year, if not longer, and he had only done maybe 5 or 6 or maybe 10 max back in the day. So but we still keep in touch. We still do a lot of trading, so it's really cool getting to meet and hook up with people from the VC, even if they don't stick around on YouTube. Samson, picture single, picture disc, whatever you want to call it. Losing My Grip, Pyramid to the Stars. Another picture single. This is a US version. Rush, The Big Money. Not as big a fan of the 80s Rush as I am of the 70s Rush. It's just a bit too poppy most of the time for my liking. I listen to it once in a while. I can't say I don't like it at all, but if I'm in the mood for Rush, yeah, I'm going to go back and grab something from the 70s most likely. But it's still a cool single. Again, Rush singles don't show up very often, so when I find them and you find them inexpensive, I grab them. Just because I am a huge Rush fan. So another one that came from Norway. This is Twisted Sisters, Leader of the Pack, and you say, don't you already have that? Yes, I do. Just a different pressing. The one I have is actually like a fold-out poster. This is a European pressing. This is, see if it says on here, Germany. This is a German pressing on the Atlantic label. So yes, I do have two different versions of this single. But Twisted Sisters are one of those bands that I love. So you know, another one that if I see something even slightly different from what I already have, I'll grab it. So just the way I am, I like to collect stuff from bands that I love. This last one, I haven't even opened it yet. But it was a Record Store Day title. This is Jimi Hendrix, Mono, Burning in the Midnight Lamp, Crosstown Traffic, and Gypsy Eyes. And that, like I said, it's still sealed. I haven't opened it yet. It's this past year, 2018's Record Store Day. It's a numbered thing. I have no idea what the numbers were. This one's 3,663. So they've printed quite a few of them, so I'm sure it's not too scarce. But every year they seem like they have another Jimi Hendrix single, and every year I buy it. So regardless of whether you think Record Store Day is a big ripoff or not, I tend to, there's a few things I always want and usually get them. You know, and that one I actually got on. No, I didn't get that one on Record Store Day. Actually, I missed that Record Store because this was the Black Friday Record Store Day, and fortunately my buddy Bill Bafford out in California was able to snag this one for me, so very cool. Thank you, Bill. So that's it. That's a pretty long video of just 7 singles. Once again, I appreciate you all watching. I'm sure you noticed that I have a different background here. This is my new office. It's in shambles right now. Once I get it together, I will do a room tour and show you all the, you know, what's going on inside this new music room / office. So that's it. Appreciate you all watching once again. God bless. Stay strong.